we've got Blackout Time, who just trained, that's going Saturday in the Breeders Futurity.
Yeah.
Talk about him, and he's coming off a race, a big win at Ellis.
We're probably as excited about this colt as any young horse we've ever had. His last race was phenomenal. Having won the Futurity 3 times, the first being Tejano Run 3 decades ago. The Rattle and Roll most recently, and Noble's Promise in between. But this horse we come in really confident with. I mean, the Futurity is an unusual race, and you need to have a horse that knows how to rate and relax. And this horse got a fantastic mind. He's 10-1 morning line, which really surprises me. But at the same time, he's got to go out there and get it done. And I don't think he'll let us down at all. I think this is a horse that you're going to hear a lot about in the future.
Could you just talk about running him at Ellis? I mean, you could have taken him to New York, but
Well, I could have come back in the Iroquois, and I think it would have been a race for him to take. But knowing not this time ran Iroquois back in the Futurity, I believe, or maybe went straight Breeders' Cup. But we've been kind of handling this one with a soft touch, and because I think that this fall and even next year, there's a whole lot of fun to be had with him, because I think he's definitely going to compete at a high level.
Well, speaking of a whole lot of fun, there's some common ownership with him and Mystik Dan and Lance Gasaway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Lance has been on a real high roll. We've got a lot of really good ones. Mystik Dan with Gould's Gold, also a really nice colt. But Blackout Time might very well take us back to the Derby in the spring, and like to win an Arkansas Derby, and this is a horse that could do that too. And then Brookdale, who's in on Torpedo Anna, it kind of mingles the two between Torpedo Anna and Dan. So yeah, we've been lucky for that group, and I think they're enjoying it.
So Lance, a year and a half ago, you won the Kentucky Derby with Mystik Dan. Now you've got a promising 2-year-old that runs in the Breeders' Futurity in Blackout Time. Just, after winning the Derby once, does that make you asking Kenny, what you got?
Well, you get excited about these horses, and after winning once, you always still have a goal to try to win again, or Breeders' Cup, or there's always, you set goals to do other things as well. So yeah, we're real excited about Blackout Time, and even the possibility of him being mentioned as a Derby horse is exciting.
Excuse me, allergies. So what's Kenny telling you, and what's Robbie telling you about this horse?
So Robbie really likes him. He says the horse has a lot of talent, reminds him a lot of his daddy. But actually said, hey, he thinks he's better than his daddy. So
he rode his daddy, right?
Yes, yeah. Yes. So it's very promising. And Kenny, when the horse first ran, the first time it ran, we ran against Boat d'Or and run second. And after the race, Kenny said, well, we'll bring him back and break his maiden, and then we'll run him in the Breeders' Futurity and then the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. And I'm like, oh, okay. So, I think Kenny thinks pretty high of him as well.
So far, so good. I think he won the race at Ellis by, like 8.5 or something like that? Or am I shorting him a couple lengths there?
Yeah, I think it's 9 or something. But yeah, he was out there pretty good length ahead of the rest of them.
I'm guessing you're more excited at this point with him than at the same point with Mystik Dan.
Yeah, Mystik Dan was kind of a little bit later bloomer, and this one as a 2-year-old, I've never had a 2-year-old this early, to even be in a race like this. And, like being in a grade 1, that's a lifetime achievement. I've been in this business for 15 years, and to get in a grade 1's unbelievable. And then you come back all of a sudden, here we are again in another grade 1. So very exciting, blessed.